What is up, everybody? We are back. It's been a minute. I'm not gonna lie. We've been coming out on a lot of shorts. So again, if you don't follow us on like Instagram and YouTube, Twitter, you've got to hit the follow button. We are constantly posting. We love sports. Two dads, just obsessed with sports, obsessed with hanging out. We love talking. So if you missed us these last couple weeks, just remember, we are still posting. Instagram has had our faces all over it for the last few weeks. So if you're like sitting here, listening to our podcast, like, where have these guys been? Believe me, we've been here. You just got to go follow us on Twitter, Brevity Sports, Instagram, Brevity Sports, YouTube, Brevity Sports. We keep it very simple. Big Z, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Man, what a whirlwind, bro. Like, when you told me, actually, since I've known you, you've been baseball super dad.
Yeah.
You know? And when baseball season hit, spring, fall, spring, your week, it was easy. And now I'm not at your level yet. Like, I'm not the league.
Don't ever get to my level. Don't ever get to my level.
And on the president of the board.
No, that's
I'm just dad. I'm just dad of Oliver on the Rockies. But dude, it's a lot.
Don't follow
It's a lot.
me.
Like, when work is still work. Like, you have to go to work. You got to pay the bills.
Yep.
And then now you're just adding another layer into it. And I love it. It's fun. It's exhilarating. And it's great to see my boy grow and to get to know other parents and other little their kids and just watch and revel in like their success. But dude, it's a lot. It's a lot, dude.
It's a lot.
I've missed you. Like, I'm glad we got talking on the phone a little bit a few days ago, but yeah, man, just life has kind of caught us both, I think, by the horns, and we're just kind of hanging on and trying to survive a little bit.
I don't know if you noticed, but if you're on YouTube, you'll see behind me this awesome chalkboard. And the reason that I put this chalkboard up, the reason we have this chalkboard is so we can put like family updates. And then I was like, oh, that'll be cool for me to set up. Like, when we do our podcast, we're on YouTube, I can write really funny and cool slogan and thoughtful slogans. And you'll notice it's blank. And that is because life is hectic. And I did not have time to do anything before anything. To the baseball thing, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell Jason, because Jason's like, dude, don't be me. Don't do what I do, because it's such a mistake. I am a player agent. I'm field maintenance. I'm making things happen at the fields. It's way too much. I've been up there far too much. Danielle has like literally told me. So just a real quick funny story. I was actually talking to the guy who used to do field maintenance. His name was Doug. Great guy. Fantastic dude.
Good old Doug.
Literally, his kid aged out. Right, so he's no longer at the same fields, because we have like intermediate and stuff, but they actually practice at a different field than we do. And so he's like, hey, I'm not doing field maintenance. Like, this is on you guys now. And his wife was literally like, oh my God, it's like, I'm so happy. His second marriage just ended because he was married to the fields. And now I have my husband back. Yeah, you're home
now.
And so like, I have totally stepped into that role. And Danielle's just been like, wait, you're going to the fields again? And I'm like, look, babe, we are like, we're this. The other thing is, you start a project, right, and you get this far, and it's like, well, we're already here. Like, we already made it here, so we might as well go. Like, we're so close. Just like get the rest. Like, we built the mounds, right? Like, the mounds are done. Right. The batter's boxes have clay bricks in them. Which, by the way, I don't know if you knew this. For those who are listening out there, when kids dig holes in, like, if you're playing at a baseball field and your kid is standing in a hole, it's because they do not have clay bricks. I found that out from my good buddy CG. CG, if you're listening, shout out to you, bro, because he taught me. When we talked about redoing the batter's box, he's like, well, we got to do the clay bricks. I was like, the clay bricks we use for the mounds? He's like, yeah, have to. Okay, I don't know. There's something every day, I guess.
That's awesome, man. I mean, there's a whole science, I'm sure, to field maintenance.
Oh,
I'm sure you could write a book on it by the time you're done with it.
No, not now. Not now. I think I know less than I did before. Like, at this point, I've accepted that I don't know anything.
It's ever changing, bro.
Like, it's just like whatever.
You're always Googling. You're always asking Chat GPT when you get to the field. So this situation came up.
Yes.
What do I need to do here?
What? What is the best way to get a kid's foot out of second base? Like, how?
So ask me, I have a question. What's the best way to get just an imprint of a child who's been laying down, aka Oliver, out of the grass?
Like this. You know what, dude? It's so funny. There's so many great stories. Like, one of my favorite stories, and even my son, this kid Hayden is like, he's a hilarious kid. He was in T-ball, and he literally goes to hit a ball. He's like in T-ball, and he swings and hits it, and then he goes over to his coach and hands him his bat, and then starts running down to first baseline, dude. Like, kids are amazing. Like, I remember when Jaden was that age, like, he would hit it and he would just stand there. Like, at least some kids take off, like, a lot of times in the wrong direction. Jaden would hit it and just be like,
just
buddy, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Run.
You gotta run. You gotta get down there. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I mean, he's still got a wagon hitched to him. I'm not gonna lie. He still is pulling a wagon down that first base line. We've been trying to unhitch that thing for a couple years.
Like Maxie, like Muncie.
Oh, like Muncie, dude. First base.
I mean,
it's like,
bro, T-ball. I mean, we had our first game last week, and it was just night and day. Like, the two teams, we were playing the Angels, and we were all pumped, dude. Like, we had picture day. The team was in their uniform. They were ready. Yeah. They were excited.
Swag.
And then this team, who are the same age, like 3 to 5. First off, they bring out a stereo, a microphone, and they had walk-up songs for all their kids. And I was like, wow, this is really intense. And they don't even bring out the tea. They're soft tossing to their kids, and they're smacking it, dude. They are ripping liners through the infield. I'm like, what is going on, dude?
Who brought this team?
And my son, Oliver, he hit the ball very well. Like, he's very good at hitting off the tee. Goes on defense, and we put out cones. Like, okay, pick your favorite color cone to go to on the field, because like that's how we get him on the field. And Oliver, chooses blue cone between first and second, and screw the glove. Right, he throws his glove on the ground and just starts kicking the cone. And I'm like, Oliver, dude, there's a left-handed hitter up, man. Like, he's gonna rip one to you. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And so at the end of it, the Angels had all their coaches, in the dugout, on the field, talking to the kids. That was it. Our side, when we were on defense, probably every kid had their parent with them, because it was just chaos. Which is what I expected. But the other team made me feel like maybe we're a little bit behind, but it was still really fun. And Oliver was really happy because afterwards he got his goodie bag and everything was good in the world. But it was just the funniest thing.
And he got to take a nap. He won the game.
Yeah, dude. Just laying flat out on the outfield. It was hilarious. But it was good. It was good. My dad, my parents came to town, so they got to watch it.
You will be so surprised how quickly it changes if he sticks with it. I mean, I remember.
He loves it. He loves it.
I remember Jaden like doing things during games, like coming up in T-ball and single A, that were just like, dude, what are we even doing out here? Like, are you sure like about this game? And then like we went to play. So like we went to play. I had the opportunity to go actually scrimmage another majors team from a different little league. Right, like they hit us up like, hey, do you guys want to scrimmage? Like, yeah, let's scrimmage. So we went to play them, and their coach was honest. He's like, hey, we're probably like more towards the bottom end of majors this year. Like, we're even in our league, we're not going to be super competitive. And so the first game, the kids were like just settling in, but I pitched Jaden and Julian, and man, like I felt a little bit bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was watching them throw, and like Jaden gave up like one hit, right, and it was probably an error. Like we counted as a hit, but it was probably an error, and he just canned everybody up, and and he was throwing well, like he was doing his thing. Jaden is like, he's got such a weird, funky delivery. DJ is pitching coach, and like, wait, for those listening, pause. I'm going to defend myself. Somebody just heard that and said, pitching coach, seriously? He's only 11. Listen, I have him that just so he can keep up. Like, I'm not one of the dads that's like, oh, he's going to the major league. No, I have Jaden in lessons because he's like, dude, I love him so much, and he's pure hard work, but he needs that extra love. He needs that extra work just to keep up, and he loves it. Like,
who's hating on you just putting love and effort into your kid, like pushing your kid. And if he doesn't want to do it, I think you would also accept
never.
That, like,
never.
He's thriving, dude.
Yes. I think I will say
probably one of the best pitchers in the league. Right?
There is parents, I think so, but there's parents that they like just push, and push and push, and like I'm not that. I was like, of course. Hey, what do you guys want to do? And they're like, baseball. And I was like, Jaden, do you want to pitch? He's like, yeah. So eventually he got to a point where it's like, dude, I can't show, like, there's a lot of dads out there. Like, if you're listening to this and you're a dad, like, look, dude, just one of the best things you can do with your kiddo is just be honest, because they know. I know we don't think that they do, but our kids know when we don't know, and if they don't know that, oftentimes you're ruining it. I've said this story before on the podcast. I was trying to teach Jaden how to pitch, like based on what I was watching on YouTube. I had never pitched, nowhere near his level.
Yeah.
And it finally got to a point where I was like, dude, I can't help you do this anymore. I made really good friends with a dude who ended up being a former Dodger player. Our sons get along great. Like literally when he goes to pitching lessons, I call it pitching lessons. He works with DJ for like 45 minutes, and then literally we like hang out like the rest of the time. Like we're there for 2 hours. Like less than half of it is pitching lesson. The other half is just them running around being insane psychos. Like they're on the same all-star team the whole 9 yards. So like regardless, he got to a point where I was like, dude, I can't show you anything. In the first lesson, I pull up and I like park out front. I'm like, Jaden, I just gotta tell you, I'm just letting you know this. Just real quick. You are gonna hear things that are completely opposite of everything I've told you. And literally the first second in pitching lessons, he's just like, who showed you how to do that? And Jaden kind of looks at it. He did sell me down the river. He's like, well, you know, he's like, your dad, did your dad show you how to do that? And he's like, yeah, my dad showed me how to do this. Like, yeah, I did. I did show him how to do this. He's like, that's wrong. So let's just start from scratch. Let's start from scratch. So just be honest. You know, just be honest. You'd be surprised how quickly they kind of get going. But I've been dying to ask you.
Yeah.
It's been weeks. What did you do for Super Bowl? How was it? Did you have a blast? Talk to me, dude.
Well, the game was crappy, but it was a fun time. So we had baby shower because baby number 2's on the way. And we had baby shower that Saturday before the Super Bowl as well.
There you go.
Plus Oliver's first game. So it was a lot. So I had my parents come to town. A lot of family came to town, friends. And so for Super Bowl, hung out with, family and friends and, made a lot of food. Did some squares, of course, because you got to do some squares, not big gamblers here, but, just some fun stuff and just had a really good time. It was good. Made some wings. I've been obsessed with wings lately.
Oof.
I live next to a Ralph's and I don't really shop there, but I go for the chicken wings. Like they have like the fresh wings from the butcher and they marinate them in this like really good hot sauce.
Yeah.
And I've been like testing them out over like the playoffs. Like every weekend I'd go and kind of like change the way like I bake them, different temperatures, different time and duration in the oven. And I finally felt like I perfected it to, a certain degree. So I ordered the Monday before the Super Bowl, 6 days before it, I ordered 10 pounds of wings. And I said,
dang,
I hope these are here. What day will be here? They picked them up that Saturday night before. And it took me a couple hours to cook them on that Sunday. But they turned out very good. It cost me only $60, dude. And I did the math. If I did the same thing from Wingstop, it would have been like $180, $190.
See?
So it saved me a lot of money. But yeah, just really good time hanging out with the fam. It was good to see my parents. Don't see them too often. They don't live local. So that was always that's always a good time, just catching up with them in person. They got to see Oliver. So yeah, man, it was good. How about you? You had a fun day.
So we had a wedding that day.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So my buddy Cope, he got married.
Is he a football fan?
He is a big football fan. He's a big Bronco
Is he?
Fan.
Because you know, well, he's a Bronco fan.
He's so fired up over Bo Nix. Like he is
so
excited about
when
Bo
he
Nix.
was planning the wedding, he obviously knew the day of the Super Bowl, like whether it was a year out or whatever, but he knew the Broncos wouldn't make it. So it didn't matter if the wedding was on the Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? That's what I said.
Okay.
Now I
understand.
He'd be deeply offended. But actually that was part of his plan. So we had like a very tight group, like knit friends for like years and years and years and years. And like those people who know, like, dude, I saw like the funniest meme today. It was like talking about like everybody talks about all the miracles that Jesus did, but they never talk about how he kept 12 close friends in his 30s, right? Like that's the reality situation. Like, dude, it's never easy to keep friends. And so like I had kids young. And so I was sort of that friend. Like I had my first kid at 24, right? Like me and Dee had already been married a few years. It just seemed like the right thing. I did everything young, got married young, had kids young, like the whole 9 yards. And then obviously with my new baby girl, Arwen, we get to do it all over again, which is super awesome. But regardless, like I kind of like me and a couple other of his buddies kind of disappeared a little bit. Like we, not that we wanted to, still hit him up on the phone and stuff, but like we just talked about all this whole lead
life. Yeah.
Like if you're not at the baseball fields, it is so hard for me to hang out with you. Like I tell my friends, hey, from the months of January/February to May/June, I'm gone. I'm dead. It's like I'm dead. Like, don't look for me. If you do want to look for me, I'm up there. I'm right
You know where to find me. I'm not dead. I'm not literally dead.
I will
not
show you where to find me. Just like, it's just
Yeah.
to pretend like if I don't hit you up, it's not because I hate you. It's just that's where I am, right? And so he wanted to get all of his friends together for just like, he literally built it around Super Bowl. So the wedding started at 12. It was done like by 2:30. They switched out some stuff. He had like 7 TVs like that. So he is, I should say, he's like a tech for like big,
Nice.
like yeah,
That's
big
what you
shows,
want, dude.
like
For
big
Super
yes.
Bowl party. Yeah.
So big shows, like he does this for like the highest of like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like he's in Hollywood. He travels for this. He's very successful at what he does. He's very good at it. So are a lot of his friends that were there. So they had like 7 or 8 TVs, just
Nice.
massive TVs, the sound system, the whole 9 yards. So it was a wedding, but it was also just as much as it was a wedding, it was also just a fat Super Bowl party. Like it was just
That's awesome.
amazing, a ton of food, a bunch of friends you haven't seen in years, just good conversation. And it was actually kind of the perfect Super Bowl to do it because, like you said, like it was over pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I will say, I was like, that morning, Jaden, again, I'm going to sound like that guy. Jaden had some hitting lessons that day. We wanted to squeeze it in real quick. He didn't get to go. I was like, do you still want to go to hitting? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, our only shot is like Sunday morning, like early. And he's like, yeah, let's do it, Dad. And I was like, okay, cool. So I hit up with Gio, his guy, and he's like, yeah, let's do it, man. Like, and he's this great, fantastic college kid who just has one of the purest swings. They have a blast together. Like, he loves working with Jaden to the point where like they'll like he'll charge for like an hour and they'll work like an hour and a half together. Like, he's just an incredible dude. Anyway, and so like we're talking on the way back, and he's like, Dad, do the Eagles have a chance? Because he was really, really going against the Chiefs. I don't know why. Like, his whole school does not like the Chiefs. Like, all of the kids. Like, my other son,
no one likes the Chiefs, bro.
Dude, my other son, great. Like, he was one of 3 who was actually going for the Chiefs. Like, he's like, I want the Chiefs, and Jaden's like, Jaden literally
divided
gets the
house, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Jaden gets in. He's like, Grayson and like 2 other kids want the Chiefs. The rest of us want the Eagles. I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. Grayson's not a follower, so there's that, you know. So he's like, Dad, do you think the Eagles have a chance? Like, honestly, the media leading into this thing, and dude, like, tell me what you think about this. Like, the media leading into this was like, people kept talking about the Chiefs. I'm like, the Eagles are a better team in every facet of this game. Like,
they already crowned Mahomes the GOAT. It was like, oh, the first 3-peat in NFL history. They already gave it to him.
Right.
Might as well, they already won it the way that they were talking about it. It was crazy, dude. I was like, nah, like you said, the Eagles roster is so much better than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Just, it's not even close. And so, yeah, man, it was pretty evident too. Like, though the Chiefs lost 1 game this year or 2 game, whatever it was, they were not the same team that they had been like the past few years. And during the season, everyone was kind of talking about that, right? But also all of a sudden when the playoffs started, it's like, oh, they've turned it on to another level. But Travis Kelce never really had any big games. No. They kind of they definitely got bailed out by the refs against the Texans. Like, they were having those luck. Everything was falling into place for them when it came to the luck,
including last year. Don't be bashful. Including last year. If Greenlaw doesn't go down, the Niners were dominating that game.
If they called one holding call on Nick Bosa,
right.
You're
like,
right.
The Niners were dominating that game. Like, if Greenlaw's healthy, and I get it. That's a big if. Like, you got to be able to play through injury. I get it. Everybody's like, you're making excuses. Like,
well, you're like, when your Achilles ruptures, you try to go on the field for anyone.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if Greenlaw is out there, I think we're having a whole different conversation. Like, that should be too. Right? Because this is what you saw. The Eagles, nobody got injured. They did not give in to like Travis Kelce barking in their face. Right? Like, I'm watching this and that is part of their game plan. Right? Kelce knows if he can get them riled up, the refs are going to throw the flag, not on him, but on them. Right? He's done it all year long. And the Eagles were like, nope. Like, one of my favorite ones, I don't even know which player it was, but Kelce like goes up in his face and like literally the Eagles player just has his hands behind his back and it's like, nope.
Yep.
Like, nope.
I know.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm not getting involved with you because you're going to get me thrown out of this game for no reason.
Yeah, man. I mean, my only gripe with the game was that I wish that they gave the MVP to like the Eagles defense. I know that's lame. It's an unpopular opinion. You have to give it to the quarterback. You have to give it to one individual. But I mean, Hurts, I'm not trying to take away flowers from Hurts. He played a good game, but the defense just kind of handed it to him, in my opinion. Right? the Chiefs were so deflated, like because they could not move the ball. And so the defense had to stay on the field time after time. They were tired. And so Hurts took advantage of it. Saquon took advantage of it. But that defense on the Eagles side, they got so many pressures on Patrick Mahomes. And that offense just looked so bad. And I wish that they gave him the MVP. I wish they went against the norm and they gave them the MVP, that they had won it because they deserved it, in my opinion. That's my only.
I think what makes it tough, and I will say this, I think what makes it tough is that you had a guy like Carter, right, in the center, in the middle of that Eagles line, just absolutely dominating. So you're looking like he's the MVP, right? But then Cooper DeJean, he has a pick six, and he's constantly getting in the way.
But I'm saying, give it to the whole team, the whole defense.
Can you do that?
I don't think there's a rule against it, right?
Let's just try it, right? That's it. I'm googling.
I mean, they've called a penalty on the whole offensive line before, like false start on the whole offensive line.
A Super Bowl MVP.
Why not start something new?
No, see, he's trying to correct me to defensive player, right? Yeah, no, it's not even answering my question. Come on, the Google. All right, answer my question. Answer the question I'm asking you. The Google's letting us down right now, dude. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
They're allowed
if you can give it to the whole defense, I'm with you. But I will say this. Jalen Hurts, and I have not been this whole year. I've not been a big Jalen guy. Like, you know how much sports we watch for no reason. Nobody pays us to do this. We just like it, and we like talking about it. We like talking about our lives. This is what we do. And so I'm like watching Jalen, and I had to look, dude. This guy's had 2 of the best Super Bowl performances. Like, he is the exact opposite of Dak Prescott, right? Like, Dak looks good the entire season.
Right.
And it's like he could be the MVP.
He shows up.
Right.
But
and
look,
then Jalen.
Look where that comes from, bro. Like, that comes from big games at Alabama and the SEC. Like, look at Jaden Daniels, right? Like, same exact thing. Like, they're used to playing the big game. I think that Hurts had a better first Super Bowl, really. I was very impressed by that pass out to Devontae Smith.
Right.
That 55. That was just a dunk.
Well, yeah, his last Super Bowl performance of all time. But this one was on the back. It was right there. Like,
it was good.
About
it was
great
good.
Super Bowl performances. It was fantastic.
It was good.
And he did what he needed to do. And I think that's ultimately, for me, why I'm more okay with it. I do see your point. And I think the point of that is there's no wrong answer to this. Like, the defense, if you give it to the defense, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Give it to the defense. Totally checks out. When you give it to Hurts, I think the reason that they did give it to Hurts is the Chiefs did what we expected them to do. They sat there and said, Saquon is not going to beat us. And Jalen Hurts is like, cool, I will. And he did.
Yep.
And I think that's why.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But
100%.
Again, in terms of if you give it to them, am I upset about it? I am not. I loved it just watching all the Chiefs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get into it. I get it. Hey, Chiefs fans, by the way, you're not alone. Okay, I'm a Dodger fan. I don't know if you know what it's like. I don't know if you've been on Twitter the last few days. It's going to be a long season for me. I'm here for it. I am super here for it. If you're looking, you're like, is that an LA shirt? It is an LA shirt. And you should jump in the comments and tell me why I suck. And then tell your friends to do the same thing. Also like this video. Or dislike it. Just make it be a
Dodger
big video.
Tattoos.
Right? Dodger. Really. Big Z. Big Z, could you imagine Big Z with big old tattoos? That'd be amazing. You got to get one now. You have to get one LA somewhere on your body, Big Z. You have to. It's set in stone.
Do you have one?
No, of course not. But I didn't make.
Well, then why do I have to get one before
because
you
made the joke? I already have. Dude, I have no room left on this one. There's no room left,
bro. I got a tattoo, dude. It's all good.
I got a singular tattoo.
Regardless,
it's sizable. It's sizable. Hey,
you seen it?
Listen, the point is, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're not alone. All right, everybody gets hate. We're getting hate. That's what happens when you're on top of the mountain. You are going to get hate. The difference was the Eagles played a heck of a game, and I'll tell you what: if they keep that core together, you keep Saquon up, it is going to be tough to beat that team next year, dude. But I'll tell you what: my favorite part about the Super Bowl was food. I had steak, I had wings, I had a burger, I had a hot dog because we were there all day. So that was one of the best parts.
Wedding food,
lunch and dinner, dude. They started out with wedding food, and then as like the second half rolled out, like, hey, for you fatties like myself who are hungry again, we got hot dogs and burgers. And I was like, yes, please, let's do it. Let's run it back. Seconds, absolutely, right here. I'll tell you what else I want. Seconds of Big Z. I don't know if you saw this. I know you're not the biggest hockey guy, but I know you're aware because I've been spamming you. I started spamming you with stuff. I started sending you videos with stuff. Okay. The NHL, I want to publicly say this. The NHL just laid the smackdown on every other sport. Like, one of my favorite memes to come out of this was like, you got the NFL players playing flag freaking football. You got the NBA players not even breaking a sweat. And you got hockey players throwing haymakers in the first 3 seconds of an exhibition game. Right. It's like a tournament where like they will die for their country, right? Like they put the uniform on, and it's like, dude, it's on. Hockey players are just different breed. That's why you and I love us some hockey. This Four Nations tournament, people, listen to me, look at me. If you are watching the YouTube, if you're checking this out on an Instagram reel that Big Z makes because he's really good at it, you've got to watch the game on Thursday night. Canada, USA is going to run it back. If you missed game 1, there was 3 fights in 9 seconds. In 9 seconds, there was 3 fights. So it's so going to be a heck of a game.
Passion, dude. It's not even passion for the game. It's passion for like your country, which, you know, call me crazy, but we're missing a little of that in our country right now, right? Yeah. And so, and especially when the Canadian fans boo you for being American.
Oof. Come on.
You know, it kind of hits different with those hockey players. So I loved it. I love the passion for it. I love that both teams just went head to head. I love that they knocked out McDavid. I love it. I know that you loved it. I know that you were just like reveling in that. I love that the NHL was like, we're just going to scrap the All-Star game altogether this year, and we're going to come up with something that actually makes sense. Like the World Baseball Classic, same type of thing. These guys get up for their country, right? They want to represent their country, their people. They're proud of it. Like, I like that these players have a heart for that still, right? Don't forget your roots, no matter what country, whether it's United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, whatever it is, Finland. It's awesome to see these guys just get so excited for this, right? And so that's why it made it so even better. Like, it just went to another level, and you could just see it on their faces. The fans were into it. The players were into it. There was something behind it. It doesn't even matter. It's a made-up tournament. It's not the Stanley Cup, right? It's an exhibition game. It doesn't matter to them. They want to win it. And that's what people feed off of. They feed off the passion. And that's why it's going to be, I think, it's probably going to be tuned into more than the NHL playoffs, I bet you. I bet you when the ratings come out, and that's okay. And I don't really think that they care. I don't think those players care.
But it's the same thing as the World Baseball Classic. Like you said, when you slap, like, these guys are already some of the biggest competitors on the planet. And when you slap that Team USA name across the front, and when you slap Canada across the front, like, all of a sudden, it's like, dude, I was so torn. I watched my boy, Drew Doughty, just get lit up by the Chuck brother, Brady. And, like, the USA in me was like, yes! And the Kings fan was like, oh my God, get up! Oh my God, please get up! And he did get up. But then watching Connor McDavid, I'm not gonna lie, watching Connor McDavid and Drew Doughty hug was like weird. It was weird for me. I was like, what are we doing? You don't like each other. Stop this. Stop. But for country, it makes sense.
Yeah, for country, you know, forget team, for country, bro.
For country,
it's a higher level, dude.
I will say the U.S. did. I'm hoping, like, the Chuck brothers didn't really play tonight. Apparently, there's like
I think they lost. Well, I'm not gonna say they lost on purpose, but they probably took it.
I think they rested some
back
guys
a little bit tonight because it's gonna be intense. You know,
Canada's bringing the fire. Canada ain't gonna lay down.
Where's the game at? Where is it, in the U.S. this time, or is it in Canada?
No, I think the whole thing is in Canada. I think I could be wrong.
Is it the whole thing? Okay.
Let's look. I'll look at it right now. But I will say, like, I think anyone who doesn't understand what's happening here, like, Canada is the best team on the planet, like, top to bottom. The guys they're able to put out it's
yeah, dude. It's
really
I'm gonna tune into it. It's gonna be really fun to watch.
No, this one's in Boston. So
there you go. Oh, Boston.
USA. Yeah, it's gonna be sick. Cool. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait. But yeah, no, so Team Canada, I mean, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby. I mean, just they're a good team. I like all those boys. You're right, Connor. Right? We talked about McDavid. We talked about Draisaitl going back. Like, oh, dude,
Right.
it's
They're so good.
they are really, really good. The
It's
fact that
fun,
Team
man.
USA put up a fight. And it was my favorite part too. Was like everybody talking about like, oh, you know, like of course USA like Canada scores, and all of a sudden they start turning into goons. I'm like, dude, that I don't know about you, but like I have coached teams where like, you know, obviously a little more competitive. Like in fall ball, I'm not doing this, right? Fall ball is like, hey guys, let's have fun. Everybody's gonna play every position, right? But like spring playoffs, like all stars, so you look across, you see a team that's clearly better than you. Like, hey boys, like we gotta lay down some bunts. We're gonna lay down some bunts. We're gonna lay down some trickery. We're gonna try to pick some people off. Like we're gonna try to take this game into
You're playing to win.
You gotta take them behind the shed a little bit. You gotta take them behind the shed. When you're a less talented team, you know, hey,
you gotta find unorthodox ways.
We gotta find an edge.
You got to. Where's an advantage? Can we outplay them somewhere else that everything else is going against us? What's a way that we can do it, right? And so you should just be the coach of Team USA.
I'm telling you, man. I have told 11, like I've had kids look at me like, Coach, you want me to lay down a bunt? I was like, yes, because I knew the pitcher was feeling himself to a point. I was like, we're laying down a bunt right here because I know if we get on base, this kid's gonna get rattled and boom, rattled. And people are like,
there you go.
They're only 12. Well, you know what, dude? I'm here to win. No, I'm just kidding. Whoever's listening, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. When you're in a little league tournament, you're not all stars. You're not.
All stars is different. All stars, yeah. Spring is like even spring, like regular season, we still try. You know, I just want to have a good time. But like when it comes to the playoffs and stuff, the kids want it bad too, though. They also want to win.
They want to win.
They want to win.
They want the first place trophy.
They want that ring. They want that ring. They want the whole 9 yards, dude. I'll tell you what, though.
But they grow. They watch. It's World Series. There's one winner, right? Like they want to be that one winner. You know, it's okay, dude. It's okay to want to be the best. Stop poo-pooing it. Okay.
Yeah. Jeez. We can't all be.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize.
We can't all be the NBA, right? Like we want our kids to want to win. We want our kids to want to win. Right?
Yeah.
Can't be the NBA.
You can't be the NBA. You can't have these. I don't even know what to call them.
Watching Chris Paul in that clip, like, yeah, we tried to game the system to win. It was like, you're a professional athlete. I get it if it's some kid, right? It was a cool day.
That's what I would do.
Like, yes.
That's what I would do. Because
somebody out there's like, weren't you guys just talking about wanting to win? Yes, but you have, like, at that level, there should be a sense of pride. Like, I'm going to drain these threes, and then I'm going to move on. Like, it's in shambles.
The thing that today, it's just constant NBA players just complaining about the format and how many breaks they had and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you guys put yourself in this situation, right? If you had given effort in the first place in the normal All-Star game format, the NBA wouldn't have had to take it upon itself to change the format and to continue to change the format to try to get you guys to play. The NBA wouldn't have to have a meeting with every single All-Star participant on Sunday before the game, begging you to give some effort. You guys wouldn't have had to have that or deal with it. You don't have. It's just, I don't understand why. It seems like it's just the NBA. It seems like it. Why they cannot look in the mirror and say, you know what, we messed up, and let's just put on a show for these guys. It's all about me, right?
It's like when you have Charles Barkley, even their old guys coming out and saying, like, why are you guys complaining about playing 3 games a week? 4 max.
Right. I don't understand it, man. I mean, baseball, yes, it's a different type of sport, but they're playing every day almost.
Right.
They're playing every day. Right?
Hockey
sometimes football players, they have to play twice in, a calendar week because of just like how the schedule, works out. And so I don't know what's going on, man. Like, and this is the exact reason why the NBA is, I don't care what you say with these people. Well, the ratings they're still good because of the digital platforms. They're going down. They're going down. Someone can fact check me, put numbers in the chat. I don't care. It's just not as fun to watch anymore. It is. I watched the dunk contest because of Mac McClung. The dude is awesome. Like that guy gives effort. That guy puts thought into what he's trying to do.
But you also,
right?
that's like the easiest. That's like the home run derby. Like, even if you're baseball, if you messed up a lot of things, like there's certain things you could do. Like the
Well,
slam
yeah.
dunk contest, we're gonna watch it. Like there's gonna be a dude who jumps a car and a dude and still dunks it. And we're like, all right, that's cool. Like that's
But
cool.
even with the MLB All-Star game, they still try.
Yeah.
Like out of all the pro All-Star games, that's still the best one. It's not like they're just it's kind of hard not to try in baseball, but like
yes,
they're not just throwing it down the middle like a curveball down the middle on purpose for them. Like they still take pride in representing the National League and the American League. There's still a semblance of pride.
Well, I think it's also
it's just like I don't know what this is, dude.
I don't think, from what I've seen, I don't think there's a player in the NBA that had, when you looked at, and I'm not even trying to take a shot at LeBron here. I'm not. This is going to come off as like a shot at LeBron. I'm not intentionally trying to do that. All I'm saying is, when I really, really enjoyed the NBA, when I'm talking about guys like Michael and Kobe, the star of the league put winning above everything else. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if my own teammates like me. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care if you call me a ball hog. I don't care if you think I should pass it every single time I have the ball. I don't care what you think of me. I'm here to win. That was infectious, right? You watch that league, and now one of the biggest stars of the game, and Jokic doesn't even want to stay for his own parade when he wins, right? It's like, I want to go race my horses, right? That the problem for the NBA to me is like it's almost all encompassing, and the problem is that they're not willing to shift, right? Like, I'll give you an example. Like in Little League, for instance, this year, it was a tougher year trying to figure out. And somebody out there is listening, like you know what it's like. COVID threw off a lot of things, right? And so we have these divisions that were reset with COVID, and now we're kind of like, hey, as a board, it's like, yo, at some point we've got to reset these divisions, right? Because this is not what they should be, right? Like AA shouldn't be predominantly machine pitch. AA should be player pitch predominantly, so that when they get to AAA, it's completely player pitch. And now they're used to it, right? They've been doing it for a year, and now they're setting up themselves for majors, right? To have a successful shot at majors versus like AA is all machine pitch, and now AAA is the first time they see it. No, single A should be that. So like resetting the standard, right? And I think you have to be able to adjust. That's something MLB we talk about all the time. Rob Manfred, one of the really incredible things he did for baseball, right? Every team is going to play every other team. So all of a sudden, Baltimore is having sellouts in the middle of August because the Dodgers are coming to town. The Marlins are having sellouts in August because the Yankees are coming to town. Some of these smaller market organizations who have no other opportunity to sell are selling out because these large market teams are coming to town. And it just feels to me like the NBA is still sitting there saying, like, nope, we're a star-driven league, and this is what we're going to do. And then you have guys who have made it this way. Like, to me, I'll take a shot at this guy, Kevin Durant, who to me has been a massive problem since I remember listening to the Nets. He goes to the Nets. He decides who their coach is going to be. He brings in other guys. He isn't happy a month later and then leaves. He forces his way out. I'm like, wait, so let me get this straight. You brought the coach, you brought your friends, and then you didn't like it, so you left. You just decided you were done and you left. How do you not see that as part of the overarching problem, and yet you're still complaining about what's going on? This is crazy.
Well, I'll tell you that I think you can kind of simplify it. It's probably not this simple, but Adam Silver, the commissioner, he sees his ratings. They're not doing well. They're plummeting. He's losing money, and yet he's trying to innovate the game. He's trying to put the in-season tournament in. He's trying to do stuff, but the players do not like it for whatever reason. It's giving them more airtime. It's giving them more, like, potentially more money. And he's trying everything he can do to change it up a little bit, and they're just not going for it. And I think that's the problem. You're too star driven. You're too star driven, right? And they have too much of a say in what is going on. You have the players and you have the league. The league is the one who's supposed to drive the league in a certain direction, to facilitate tournaments, to facilitate how the playoffs are ran, divisions, all that stuff. That should not be the players' say. I'm sorry, but it's like you have the league for a reason. Well, and let them do their thing.
Right.
I don't know. It's just
no.
This is why the players have gotten too much power in the NBA, and I think they're seeing the repercussions of that now.
I agree, and I think what hit it. That's what I think we're agreeing in that. I think what hid that for so many years was that the guys at the top of the league were so all about winning that they would never even conceive like what like I'm not gonna play the next couple nights, right? Like Kobe had that amazing quote, like, no, I'm not gonna sit out because some kid saved all of his lunch money to come see me play tonight. I'm not sitting out. I want to win every single game that I take part in. I want to win. There's no throwaway games in the NBA. I want to win every single game. And again, that's the difference, right? Pooping on them a lot. It is what it is. The difference between can I go home yet and race my horses versus, hey, Kobe, you're up 2 games. How do you feel? Job's not finished. Job's not finished. I'm nowhere near. Job's not finished.
Again,
Right?
it goes back to that sense of pride.
Sense of pride. You either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
And to me right now, the NBA is lacking it. I think Ant has a chance, and he's really got to step up. I know Timberwolves aren't doing as well as they did last year, so he's got to figure it out. I think he's got sort of that killer instinct. But you need a guy with some killer instinct to start driving the league back to where every single game matters, and I don't want to be your boy. I don't want to go to dinner with you before and after the game. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, right? Michael, there's infamous stories about him going to dinners literally to get in guys' heads. It wasn't because he actually wanted to go to dinner with them. Like, he would do certain things just to get in people's heads. Like, you're missing that killer instinct. I don't want to be your friend. You're not on the Bulls. I don't like you. I'm never going to like you. Right? I don't like like when we're Team USA, cool. Now we're on the same team. We're fine. But until then, I don't like you. You know what I mean?
Bring it back. Bring back rivalries. Bring back some fights. Some chippiness.
Back. Just like, dude, you told me the other night, and I got to ask you about it. Like, just like they brought back Captain America with new Captain America. It actually was received pretty well. I think it like opened up at 40 million, so it's doing well, right? Comparatively,
7 out of 10, baby. That was my rating.
Yeah, there you go. So you liked it. You liked it. New Captain America.
I liked it. It was. I think they went back to, just the good old mystery action adventure. Like there's something going on, someone doing it behind the scenes, someone pulling the strings. Who is it? And good old Captain America goes on his old journey, brings in the resources that he knows, and he figures it out even though no one else can figure it out. Right?
Boom.
And like that's just classic storytelling. And that's what we go to the theater, right?
Yeah.
Like you just want to kind of get lost. Like, oh, who is it? What's going on? Oh my gosh, who's that guy on the phone who's masking his voice? Who is that? Who could it be? They brought in some good cameos from like movies long ago, but like that still somehow they're able to tie it into like what's actually going on in the Marvel universe. And like lately Marvel has been kind of like really high, really low with some stuff that they're putting out there. This one was a good one. It was just a good old like action mystery. You enjoyed yourself, right? Like the story was like, it could have been better. It definitely could have been worse.
Help me out. I know so little about Marvel at this point. I told you my whole thing, and my buddy Jeff is going to listen to this and he's going to hate this. When I watched Endgame, that was it to me. Like you called it Endgame. That was the end. I don't want to watch any more movies. You said I watched like 15 freaking movies or 20 something movies, and you said this was the end game. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. So I've been out.
That was the end of the.
I admit it. And I apologize. A lot of Marvel fans probably screaming at their computers right now, like, "This
multiverse.
You don't get it." My sons are slowly getting me back in. But let me ask this.
Yeah.
Because I'm genuinely interested. Does he get like the super soldier serum? Like, is he going to take that on, or is that a spoiler?
No,
Can I not ask that?
Well, I don't know. It's been out for a few days.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! No. I'm telling you right now, if you're listening or you're on YouTube, spoiler alert! Fast forward like 2 minutes. Here we go.
So that's his whole thing: is that he does not take the serum, and it comes to a point in the movie. He's like, "Was I wrong? Like in making this decision? Like I'm not big enough to stop, aliens from coming to this planet and stopping them because I'm human and I'm using just technology. Like I'm really good. Like." I can fight well and all that stuff, but like at a certain point, I'm weak. I'm not as strong and I'm weak because I'm just human and I don't have what Steve Rogers had. I don't have what Hulk has. Okay, and that was like kind of like an interpersonal battle, and he does not take the serum. He does not.
Ant-Man beat him up. I did watch long enough to know that Ant-Man beat him up at one point.
Yes, right. But this one, he does some good stuff against some very powerful.
Yeah, but Ant-Man's still
very powerful being.
Right, Ant-Man still got him.
I love Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd.
But
Paul Rudd whooped him.
But I love Paul Rudd, the ageless wonder.
Paul Rudd whooped him.
But it's a good. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Loki. Have you seen Loki?
No.
Season
Show?
1 on Disney Plus. Yeah,
Absolutely not. I have not seen a
it's
single Marvel
really
show.
good. I love it. Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors. He got into some legal stuff, so he's not. He was kind of fired from
I
Marvel.
thought he was acquitted. Wasn't he acquitted? Wasn't he? Isn't he
He
fine now?
was. So Disney did. Disney. But they were patient, and then they
Just
weren't.
like they
I think
did
they're trying
Gina
to.
Serrano and ruined the next season of Mandalorian.
So they're trying. I think they're trying to bring him back just to kind of kill him off officially. But
By
whatever.
the way,
Anyways,
real quick, I actually don't know what happened there. I was just making a joke. For anybody who wants to talk, I don't know what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Do not comment on that.
Anyways, he's a really good actor, regardless of his stuff, his issues. He's a really good actor. So he played Kang really well, and he really opened up like my understanding of their
He was in
thoughts on
Loki season 1.
Yes, of the
I thought he
multiverse.
was the bad guy in Ant-Man. Same guy.
Well, he's a variant. He's a variant because multiverse. Parallel universes. They stacked on top of each other.
Oh boy.
Dude, it really convinced me. I was like, maybe there is like an alternate Zach, an alternate Big Z out there,
Oh gosh. What if that Big Z made it to the league?
You never know, bro. If watch season 1, there's 6 episodes and they're like 35 minutes if you have time, like at night before bed. Like do
One
it
Big
like
Z
the
out
next
there.
month.
If there is
So
other
good.
universes,
It's so good.
There is a Big Z out there who's president right now of the United States. He
Could
is
be.
president. He's killing it.
Yeah, I'd hope so. But yeah, the multiverse, it's kind of, there's a lot of moving parts to understand. Like the multiverse it's really confusing because there's like different variants from different timelines and like you can easily get lost. But I would say,
can you watch this movie? Tell the people, can they watch this movie if they haven't seen recent ones, or do they have to go watch something first?
You can, because it kind of dials it back a little bit. Like there's not as much like theory and scientific multiverse stuff. It's Captain America. Like I said, it brought it back to like that simple mystery action storytelling, right?
There you go.
And so like I would say like you don't have to know like the whole multiverse stuff if you just like run a gun, beating people up, and all that stuff. Some good story, some mystery.
John Wick.
It's a good movie. So go see it. It's worth the $15 or whatever a ticket is now.
I will go see it probably when I buy it on my TV. Only because
okay. Well, you have Disney
started.
Right? Disney Plus.
I do.
Do you have Disney Plus? Then it'll come out on that. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Little League started, man. It's like it's we are in full swing over here, dude.
I saw it like late. It was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night.
And you stayed awake through the whole thing?
Oh yeah, bro. I had some coffee. With my brother-in-law. We always see like every Marvel movie we go and see. Every month.
Which one's the worst one? Of the times you and him have gone to a movie, is there one that stands out as like, this movie sucked?
Wow.
Do it. Come on, Big Z. Drop the hammer. People want to know.
The Marvels was bad. The Marvels.
Okay. I don't even know what that one's about.
It was so bad, dude. Just, what's her face? Brie Larson's character, just doing stuff, and it's just bad.
Wait. Is that not the one? I was thinking the one with the random one with like Angelina Jolie.
Well, I liked the Eternals.
Oh, that one was good.
That was the Eternals. I liked a lot of people didn't. I liked that one.
Okay.
I thought it was severely underrated.
So the Marvels one is the one with all the different Miss Marvels.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, see, I'm terrible at this.
They're just missing the mark on that storyline. I think. That's okay. That's okay.
Sometimes expert, Big Z. You're a resident expert.
Yeah, just you miss sometimes. Kobe missed, and he stopped taking the shot. Like, I can't make it from there, so I'm gonna go a little to the left. And so it's like, but the thing with Marvel is there's a lot of times they don't admit when they're missing, and they just keep trying. Like,
they just keep missing
brick after brick after brick.
Just all like Kevin Durant.
Get off of it. Go do a little readjustment. You'll hit one, right? And so I think that's what's going on, and I think they did a little readjustment here. A little
Facts.
Yeah.
Last thing of the night. All right, people. You've been hanging with us, but we got to talk about it because this one hits kind of close to home. I don't know if you heard about this, dude. It's crazy. Apparently, we watch. Like, I am so invested in Welcome to Wrexham. It has made me so invested in Ryan Reynolds. And apparently him and Blake Lively are like going to war with this dude, Justin Baldoni, over it's crazy, dude. Have you heard about
it
this?
Is weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I've
it's
read a little
weird.
bit. It's kind of convoluted. There's a lot of moving parts going on.
But if you're Ryan, here's the thing. And this is like, look, I'm not here to take a side. What I wanted, the reason I brought it up is, to me, if you're Ryan Reynolds or you're Blake Lively, like you're that couple and you didn't like how this went down, regardless what, right or wrong, good or bad, whatever, you didn't like how it went down, hit up Netflix and just go make another movie. Because everyone's, like 6 months ago, everyone is on your side and everyone's going to go watch it. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively in a rom-com, who's not watching that movie, dude? Everybody's watching that movie. Right? Like Deadpool and Welcome Wrexham. Power couple, man. But now,
they are.
Because you got in this thing, everyone's like, oh, snap. It's like when Taylor Swift got booed at the Super Bowl. Like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. Little cheek in the arm.
I know.
You know?
You got
it's kind of crazy.
Be careful.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't beef with anybody. Hey, we love everyone. Okay.
We're open arms, man. Like there's been some people trying to beef with us, you know, and that's okay. Like we're not going to beef back with you. All right.
No, we'll comment a few times, but if you're a Padres fan, there's no reasoning with you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Love you, Caitlin. Love you so much. Those who have been with us a while,
it's just those Eagle fans. Those Eagle fans, you know, they beef a lot. They
even though we were going for the Eagles, that was the best part.
Yeah, we were
actively going for the Eagles, and there were Eagle fans commenting on every video we made, like, you guys are haters. I'm like, I'm picking the Eagles. I have openly picked the Eagles multiple times. I've said you have the better team. Like, what more do you want from me? Like, I've done all the things.
Praising Saquon for the whole season. You haters. You haters.
We wanted him to be the MVP. We were saying he should be the MVP. You guys are haters.
Literally had a video of us saying that, like, just a short.
You can't make everybody happy. Look no further than
that's the lesson. That's the life lesson.
That's the life lesson.
You learn from us. You cannot make everyone happy.
There was a tweet the other day that was like, I just happened. This is a total example of this. Like I just happened upon it. For those who don't know, if you've ever seen Happy Gilmore, which if you haven't, it's not a spoiler alert. Okay, it's been out for like 20-something years, I think now. Listen, there's character Shooter McGavin, who's like the bad guy, quote unquote, in the movie, right? And the actor who plays him with the new Happy Gilmore coming out, like reactivated that Twitter and he's been like tweeting and stuff. And so this golfer who I should know. I don't watch golf. I'm not going to pretend I watch golf. My buddy James is somewhere very upset that I'm admitting that I don't watch golf. He watches a ton of golf. James, if you're out there, happy. Comment, let me know. Yeah.
It's all good.
Anyway, so he literally like just sends a tweet out and was like, you know, this golfer hits a hole in one and he tweets out, "This is golf, you animals." You know, like it was a line from the movie. From the movie, because when Happy Gilmore is like going around, he wants the crowd to be pumped up because he's a hockey player. He's like, yeah, like get pumped up. And so like this tournament in Phoenix is like notorious for like the crowd is rowdy, the golfers love it, they like having a good time with the crowd, they get to really feed off the energy, like they just have a good time. And so, you know, the crowd erupts and the golfers in the middle of it just like, yeah, everybody's throwing beers. It gets crazy, right? It's absolutely, so he makes this post, which is clearly like just he's being funny, right? Like he's taking on his character, just being funny. There was so many comments about people that were legitimately upset, like, why are you trying to ruin golf? This is what's wrong with golf. And it's like, dude, why does everyone have to take a side or have an opinion on everything? If you don't know, just admit it. Right. I don't know if Ryan Reynolds is a bad guy in this. I don't know. I don't know who is in the right. What I do know is, why would you be a part of it, right? Like, you don't always have to take a side, especially if you don't know. You don't. You just
admit it.
Just be in the middle. It's going to be okay.
Just do the opposite of what the NBA players are doing, and just admit you're wrong.
We have hated so much on the NBA.
It's okay. And here's the thing, and I'll admit it. I'm going to watch the Lakers. I'm excited
about Luka.
Luka's there. I'm going to watch the playoffs. We're going to talk about the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I love basketball. I played basketball. You know, it's a love of mine. But, you know, I haven't.
Well, I think that's what makes you more disappointed. Right? When you really love a sport, like when you really are invested in something, and then those players start like letting you down on that level, like it's almost more disappointing. Right? It's like, I know the passion that I had for this game. I know the love that I had for this game, and now you guys don't love it like I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's messed up.
Yep. Stop ruining it. It's messed up.
Stop.
Come on.
Ruin it. Big Z, this has been fun. Say bye to the people.
people. Hope you guys had a fun time listening to us. Let us know. What can we do? Can we talk about something? Can we, sing a song to you guys? Whatever you guys want, let us know. We'll do it. Maybe. We'll see.
Singing
But
songs. Huh.
we love you guys. Yeah, I'll sing the Star Wars song. I'll acapella it. I love you guys.
We want people to listen, Big Z. We don't want, we don't want to drive people away.
Come on,
Big
man.
Z, you're the best, Big Z. I love you
Voice
so
of an
much.
angel.
Voice of an
I
angel.
love you, bro. I love you, bro.
We've had a good time. If you're listening, please hit that follow. Please hit that like button. Please go follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We are regularly posting. Again, if you missed us last couple weeks, some weeks it's going to be really hard during the Little League season. Big Z and I were just gone. We just weren't home. Like we kept looking for nights. Like, when can we meet up and talk? Like, I don't know. And finally, it happened tonight. So we are going to be as consistent as we can, but we are open to talking about whatever it is, right? As long as obviously within some sort of reason, we'll talk about it. Even if we know nothing about it, right? Ryan Reynolds, we'll bring it up, right? We'll do it. Make your requests. We'll talk about it. We'll give you our 2 cents on all the Marvel movies. Have a great night, great weekend, wherever you listen. Tell your friends. We are Brevity Sports. For now, we'll see how it goes in the coming future. We love you guys. Have a good night.